Valley of the Queen, and welcome to what Erik Alm considers to be his least favourite map in Scythe 2. Does that mean it is the worst map in Scythe 2? Do you think this is the worst map? Stay tuned to find out, unless you already know, in which case leave a comment now, I guess. Is this the worst map in Scythe 2, or do you at least see where Erik Alm might have been coming from when he said that that's what he thought? I'll let you know what I think as we progress through the map, but first things first, I'm going to come to either end of this little river in the valley behind the waterfall, and then down to this little ravine here to grab up all the secrets and the guns. Because the other thing Erik Alm said about this map is that it might be fun for RL nuts. I'll leave you to decide what you think RL stands for and what RL nuts would even do. But first we have to go to pretty much the only other bit of combat in this whole map that isn't slaughter. So yeah, that'll be a pretty big hint right there what Erik Alm means about RL nuts. Yeah, this room I wouldn't consider to be slaughter. It's just a room with some dudes. A very scientific distinction between that and slaughter. And yeah, this map, it looks pretty cool. That big outdoor area with the valley, I guess, of the Queen is a pretty cool looking sort of outside area. And then the inside of these temples is just sort of par for the course with all the other Egypt maps. So visuals wise, this map looks just as good as any of the other Egypt maps, if maybe a little bit more nondescript. Or more nondescript, sorry, not nondescript. And here is the things that RL nuts would be happy about. Pumping the RL into some demons in the Valley of the Queen. And I take it that moments like this are why Erik Alm thought this was his least favourite map in Scythe 2, because it's not exactly the most high-octane gameplay. I'm, look, one hand off the keyboard, literally just holding the fire key, and despite that 200 monster kill count and the presence of a few revenants, it ain't really that big a deal. There's still some more Hell Knights behind me. Let's not worry about them, because who cares? Okay, now we'll worry about them a little bit, just because you have to at some point. And we're almost done, as you can see by the kill count. So what do you think? Is this the worst map in Scythe 2? Or at least your least favourite? Because one thing about this map that I really think is worth noting is that if this is the worst map in Scythe 2, that just speaks to how good the quality of the rest of the MAP09 actually is. Because this map is fine at the very least. It's fun, it looks decent. It's not, frustrating in any way or poorly designed. It's just, a Doom map. It does the whole outside valley look fine. The Egypt look is cool. And yeah, the combat is just sort of, doing its thing. We just have a Revenant to deal with here. Didn't fire a homing missile. That's silly of you. That's your one advantage, dude. And we just have some cells here. But actually, I think I'm going to use the rocket launcher just to get started on that guy, because we're nearly at the end. This map is definitely simple, regardless of whatever you think of it in the combat. It's pretty straightforward. Barely more than 4 minutes, Valley of the Queen. I personally really like this map. Well, really, I like it. Excuse me. My voice is very croaky at the moment. I like this map, but I can definitely see where Erik Alm is coming from in terms of it being the worst map in the set, or at least least favourite. It is just very straightforward. The visuals are just sort of fine. The combat is fine. There's nothing particularly inspired about this map though. It's very simple. It's almost like a Scythe 1 map concept, but just given a polish up in the visual department to be put into Scythe 2. It's, it still doesn't drag the whole Egypt episode down as a whole. Like, the Egypt episode is like one of the best in the whole MAP09, and this map doesn't pull anything down. It just doesn't, it's not one of the standouts that makes the Egypt episode feel so special. Still a decent map. If this is the worst, that just goes to show how great the rest of Scythe 2 is. Anyway, this map, it is now done. It had to be done to do a full playthrough of Scythe 2. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know if you think this is the worst or not, or if Erik Alm's being harsh on himself and there's actually other maps that are, if not worse, you could probably argue you know, someone's least favorite, whether that's yours or you could see why other people would say it. Anyway, enough about this map. It probably is the worst in Scythe 2, but that still means it's decent. And I will see map 10 of Scythe 2 coming up next. That is a particularly good one. Definitely nowhere near the conversation for worst map in the set. A thrilling finale to Egypt, and it's up next. I'll see you then, and until then, peace.